And staying with security concerns, the police in Abuja have arrested a gang of 6 suspects in connection with the kidnap of 4 people in Sabondugbe and Idugbagi Mountain in the Karmo area of the Federal Capital Territory. Our defense correspondent, Sifon Essien, reports.
It's an experience they'll not forget in a hurry. On January 28th and 29th, these people became victims of kidnapping at different times in the suburbs of Abuja. But their captors ran out of luck when the police launched a rescue operation for the victims.
Quite an experience. Early hours of 9 p.m. or so, I wasn't really conscious of the time because we were just coming back from work, and then we encountered them on the road and they opened fire. The last thing I remember was that they took my phone and they took me away. But they shot the gun shots they fired actually hit my wife on the neck. She still has it.
The other man that was lying down, losing his hand and losing mine, that was when we ran. As we were running, the Fulani guy came back to pursue us. So pursuing us, I went another way and the other man went another way. So it was the man that he was pursuing. So on pursuing the man, he wanted to hit the man, but he was not able to hit the man. So the Fulani guy fell down. I was not able to stand up again. So that was how we ran, and to God be the glory.
He followed me. As he was following me and now run, he wanted to hit me, fall. Falling is like he was dislocated before he began to cry. We begin to walk inside the bush, me and her. We came different direction. This one came different direction. Two of us came different direction to Gwagwa. We boarded Kekana Pepper back to Karimo.
Not done yet, police operatives went after the fleeing kidnappers. Now, all members of the gang have been arrested.
Wanted list. Buhari. So he organizes every kidnapping around. So this is the stock in trade. So by the grace of God, it's in our net. These are his co-members and the gang leader. They used to come in from Kaduna to do the act. Today he is here with us. This is the leader, this is Buhari. So the law has caught up with him. They are their informants and the errand girls. When you see them, you will not suspect them. They will come and buy things for them. You will not suspect them because they are girls. That is their work.
Special operations by the police are yielding some result. But the evolving security challenges in the northwest of the country also have a severe impact on Abuja. Sifon Essien, TVC News, Abuja.
Now, joining us to talk on the security situation is a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Industrial Security, Onyekachi Adekoya. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 1. I'm curious as to how you feel when you read or hear about these cases of kidnapping and other forms of insecurity in the country.
Yeah, good afternoon to the viewers. And of course, good afternoon to Nigerians, really. I mean, we are pretty much short of words as at this stage. I mean, on this issue of insecurity. We cannot say, for example, that since 1999, that security has improved, regardless of the administration in power. We cannot say that. I would rather say that we've had, in the past 20 years, a very tumultuous experience with insecurity in the country. So if you ask a man who has been traumatized for the past 20 years how he feels, I mean, that's a very big question to try to answer. But we're in the thick of it. The experiences are not good. And as your reporter said, definitely insecurity is worsening, as it were.
But we're hearing some cheering news about security operatives apprehending some suspects. Is that an indication of success in the fight against insecurity?
Yeah, so it's not cheering. I mean, as many as these people can take out of operation is good for us. But some of these instances are too widely dispersed and quite hydra-headed that 1 or 2 or 3 arrests cannot necessarily or significantly dent the operations, because you're looking at the northwest, northeast, north central, southwest, southeast, south. we're dealing with a very drilled and hydra-headed problem. And I think that the federal government is trying to do too much, whilst the states and the local government council areas are perhaps not pulling their weight. So when you look at how flat-footed we are and trying to play catch-up, one or two arrests doesn't dent the size of the problem in any way. We need to do things a bit more differently and be a bit more dynamic in our approach and adjustments to the evolving threats.
And how exactly would you say that states and local governments should come in supporting the fight against this scourge?
No, absolutely, very good question. I know the president listens to TVC, so if I have a message to Mr. President, it's very direct. The president doesn't have the ultimate responsibility for internal security in Nigeria. Trying to do that, every president since 1999 has failed. If the president goes this route, he also will fail. What the president needs to do is to bring the state governors on board as chief security officers of their states and use his good offices to fuel and facilitate the conversations around state police. If we can get the state police to come into fruition in the next 1 to 2 years, then we can begin to have a local approach to security and dealing with the issue of insecurity. It's not as uhuru as it sounds, because there will be a number of work to do around weapons classifications, the state laws, federal laws, intersection between federal and state, security governance within the state, ensuring that we don't create a monster while trying to solve one problem. The real kick in doing this is that we will take back the initiative from the center in Abuja to the state and the local community where crime is occurring or where these issues are generating, and then be able to address them locally. There's a British saying that goes that you must take command to where command is most needed. So why you see that while we're trying to grapple with issue in Ekiti, is popping off in Niger, in Abuja, in Borno, and we're playing catch up, is because the initiative is not with law enforcement. The initiative is local, and it is with those who are within the communities taking the initiative, and we are playing catch up. So the president has to drive the conversation differently. There's no big speak to security. Most of the approach to security, sensible approach, is a common local approach. So as long as the governors, the council areas are devoid from the initiative of the issue of security in the states and the subnational level, the federal government will be drawn all over the place.
All right.
And what we have will continue to happen.
All right, then. I must thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Industrial Security, Adekoya. Thank you for talking to us on TVC News at 1.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.